you saw the title of the video. I wanted to make originally a video in response to Egg, and obviously he's my teammate, and obviously he didn't really know that I was going to make a response video, basically saying yes, red is too good in the One Piece card game. But then this came out. As of right now, this is actually not even on the Facebook page. I think this just got updated on their website and pretty much was probably going to be posting sometime tomorrow or like the next day, whatever this was posted. I have no idea, but right now it is sometime like almost midnight, and probably in the morning it'll be posted. But basically what they're saying is that as of July 21st, which is today, I guess that it makes sense. As soon as midnight hit, it was July 21st. For the One Piece card game, blah, 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 you can have 4 copies. I think, pretty sure they didn't have a restriction list, but now they have banned cards, restricted cards, and of course erratic cards. No need to explain that, but basically they have restricted 3 different cards. One of them is going to be the 9-drop Newgate, another is going to be the Marco Blocker, the 4-drop, and then Radical Beam. So what's interesting of what I was going to basically take the time and say, hey, Whitebeard and Zoro are very strong, and probably too strong when compared to pretty much any other deck in the format. And to, you know, basically balance them out, you have to do one of 2 things: either really restrict the things that they can do, as in Whitebeard can only have its boost or have a minus boost, like it getting errata when it's at 1 or less life, or 1 or more life. Well, 2 or more life and get like a minus 1k boost, and but still take the life. Or Zoro can only play Straw Hat characters. You know, you have to restrict those. The other part of that is making sure that these offensive decks, as in Whitebeard can swing a bunch of times, play a bunch of vanillas, and really hit hard, and also hide behind a 9-drop Newgate. It really becomes where, okay, where is their defense, right? And I think that's what the approach Bandai is taking right now is, hey, we want to take away the defense that both of these decks have, and then kind of see what we get afterwards. And I kind of agree with that. I kind of see what they're doing. Now, as far as the explanations, they basically said when this card is combined with obviously Newgate or Zoro, both of the leaders, and the durability of giving 2k power, etc., then I could be able to do the other life thing, along with the card of Radical Beam, has enhanced the durability further. In addition, with Izo, made it possible to replicate this issue with a high degree of probability. Not to mention you're seeing 2 brand new cards every single turn, and you have pretty much still the best, like this, all these 3 things are very good to hit, but you still have really good red cards to back it up and to be consistent, right? But still, due to the high usage in tournaments, Pisa offensive and defensive tactics that are essential to enjoy the One Piece card game, and it gets to 1 per deck. And again, these are all restricted July 28th, which is interesting because it's the week before Gen Con. This weekend I believe we have the PPG tournament. We're probably going to see more than 65% red, if I had to take a guess, in the top cut. I know Egg's video went through that, and I think Bandai probably saw all of the lists for everything and was like, yo, what is going on? We didn't have this issue in the Japanese meta, which is interesting. And it also is dumb because I have 2 deck profiles coming out. If you see, this is a tangent now, but I made all these other deck profiles from Ace to Iceberg to Anami to Katakuri, right? I deliberately did not make Zoro and as well as Newgate deck lists because I knew that it was just too strong, and things that are too strong in card games usually get hit. And if they don't get hit, I probably shouldn't be playing that card game because it's not fun if it's not getting hit, or at least something to do with it. Then it's just like a boring meta. And honestly, like, let's be real here, like playing against Zoro, playing against Newgate over and over again, it gets pretty freaking tiring. So yeah, either way, I still have Blue Delphine as well as Blue Croc coming out in the next couple of days, and it's a bummer that now I feel like these matchups are going to be a little bit easier. At least the Whitebeard matchup might be a little bit easier for both of them because of these tools being taken away. It's going to be very interesting to see. Again, it's going to be more than 65% top cut for the PPG tournament, and as well as I think there's another tournament this weekend. And then comparing that to Gen Con to see if that's going to be a substantial like difference. Will it? I think there's going to be less of Newgate. I think there's going to be still plenty of Zoro. I think this doesn't really do anything to Zoro offensive wise, you know. Offensive, I mean, sure, like these are pretty important in red in general, but Radical Beam, yeah, that's a hit. I mean, you can still play 4 guard points and you still have some of the best 2k counters in the game. So, and most of the time it doesn't really matter for Zoro. You just play a bunch of stuff and you swing a bunch of times, right? Either way, basically all of these other for Marco is pretty much the same thing. As for the reasoning, it's also to 1, and then again the high reason, you know, it's the same thing. It's not really much to say here. It's interesting that we saw Moby Dick get banned, and now we have 3 essentially all Whitebeard cards getting taken away and restricted. I think this is fine to restrict. I think you can ban this and you can ban this. You know, just take away the genericness of red, so that way all these other colors are uplifted. And you know, again, in correlation to Egg's video, if you haven't seen it, definitely check out in the description below. You know, again, that's where the fact of what is going to take in the place of any kind of bans or balances, right? I think yellow is probably going to be the next thing to look at, considering Big Mom, right? I don't know if we're gonna ever see a restricted, like if there's gonna be an ever restricted card, Big Mom should be one. Like let's just take a step back and really understand that multiple Big Moms is just not healthy for any card game, right? The 10 drop is just crazy, but it is a 10 drop and you have to be in the position to get that. So as long as yellow doesn't have the tools to defend itself in a way that's consistent every single time, then it should be probably fine, right? But either way, I think that is enough rambling. I am very happy to see some sort of balancing, considering that like the Japanese format basically didn't really see anything outside of the Moby Dick, and this is just the English version, right? So like we know for some reason that while the Japanese meta is in OP04, they don't get these bans. It's only English, and it might be lifted by the time OP04 release for the English format. So it's a little bit weird how they're approaching this. I think people are just maybe complaining too much, or they just see the results and are like, wow, that's a lot of Whitebeard and Zoro for no apparent reason. And they just did not want to see any more of that. There's a lot of different things that it could be the reason why for this, but at the end of the day, we have to realize that Zoro and Whitebeard in the One Piece card game is extremely strong. And you know, you can't talk about the format, or you can't talk about the game or what you're building without talking about those two. And then the eyes kind of go to Law. It kind of goes to like something like Kinemon or any of the yellow decks, you know. But I'm very interested to see what the format looks like post Gen Con and the results for that, and what everyone's thoughts are. So let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.